Hello YouTube, it's FoxOG here to talk to you about what class we should main for Shadowlands Melee DPS Edition, and what my recommendations are, as well as what am I going to be maining. If you find this information helpful, hit that like button, it helps with the algorithm. If you're not a subscriber already, hit that subscribe button, I know a lot of you aren't. If you're trying to figure out what to play in Shadowlands, you've made the right choice by coming here. In this video, we'll be going over what is the best, air quotes, DPS class to choose and what might not be the best choice in my perspective, or what might be a risky choice. First, we're going to look at, we have a Death Knight, Warrior, and Rogue. The reason why these classes are the best is because all these classes have multiple DPS specializations you can swap to and from depending on your playstyle and the current meta with the buffs nerfs to each spec. Normally there's one of these specs that are currently in meta / doing good. Jumping into a quick overview of each class and specialization, first we're going to be looking at is Death Knights, the DKs. Frost is looking really good right now as they are able to dual wield as well as use two-handers. Using two-hander weapon are making for some crazy awesome heavy hitting crits from Obliterate. It seems like you're able to do AoE or single target damage. That is great. Unholy is looking decent, but they've been going through a lot of rework with the whole GCD changes. Unholy is hurting a lot from the whole AoE cap that got implemented in Shadowlands. Only being able to hit up to 5 targets is really rough for them because they used to be able to spread their diseases. As for Warriors, Arms' mastery got a little rework, making their dot not hit as hard and not being their main source of damage now. Deep Wounds can only proc from certain abilities, and another effect from Deep Wounds is making our executes and such hit harder when Deep Wounds is applied to the target. All in all, Arms is hitting pretty hard, but it suffers with Fury generations. Fury is alright, it does damage, but doesn't have a lot of defensive abilities like Arms does. But they both are doing a lot of damage and seem to be a lot of fun playing them. Onto Rogue, where they're looking really good with all their specs, especially since their lesser poison is now baseline. You can now apply crippling poison on your outlaw and subtlety rogue. Sub is doing a lot of damage. I don't know if this is going to get nerfed, but one of their legendary abilities, I believe, you get 100% crit for 5 seconds coming out of stealth or something like that. And you can do this about like 5 times with the whole Vanish and Covenant abilities. And if you're also a Night Elf, you can just do a lot of damage within a short time frame. There's a lot of bursts in that. And with one of the Soulbinds, you have cooldown reduction on your Vanish as well. Outlaw got a huge quality of life update as their whole roll the bones is not a combo spender now. You no longer have to spend your combo points on it. It's a 45-second cooldown that you just press, which is great. As well as we are getting cheap shot baseline, making Between the Eyes not a stun, which is a nice quality of life change, especially if you're in Sanguine for Mythic Pluses. No longer trying to kill that one last mob using Between the Eyes and shooting him while he's standing in the Sanguine. Assassination Rogues is the same more or less. They still do damage. Some of the more riskier classes to pick. Risky because they are super strong right now and might get a nerf, or they're not strong enough in general, or don't have multiple melee specs. First things first, I would like to say Enhancement Shaman. They don't seem to be doing enough damage in comparison to other classes. Survival Hunter seems to be suffering the same thing that Demonology is suffering from, which their Azurite traits got ripped from them, causing them not to do the damage that they were supposed to be doing. Retribution Pounds are looking strong in the one-shot perspective, as they are doing huge damage from Executioner's Calling, which they should be, as look at the name. The name says enough. It's called Executioner's Calling. It should be doing damage. It should be executing. Feral is feral, as there's a few quality of life updates. DH is there, but not as strong as they once were in BFA, as the whole dodge mechanic is gone. Thank God, am I right? I almost forgot to mention about the Windwalker Monk. They are having a lot of issues with not doing damage and having a lot of bugs. On top of that, their tooltips aren't doing what they say they are supposed to be doing, but they're still doing a lot of damage. I know that contradicts myself, but I hope they fix this in time for the launch, because they are also looking like a good class to go with, especially in PvP. I'll be definitely trying out Warrior as well as Mage in this expansion, as they seem to be doing a lot of damage, as well as there's a lot of comps around it. Comment down below of what you are looking forward to in Shadowlands. Thank you for watching this week's videos on what to main in Shadowlands Melee DPS Edition. Hit that like button, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This is Fox OG, and we gone.